Top of the morning, traders, and happy Wednesday, February 11th, and welcome to the most value pack live trader show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. Massive gap up on all the indexes here. Qs are gapping up, SPY's gapping up, Dow's gapping up, IWM is gapping up. All the indexes are gapping up because we did have some data this morning that pertaining to employment, and all the data did look very bullish. And right out the gate, we're starting to push back the upside. But again, guys, folks on YouTube, just be very cautious in trading those catalysts, right? Trading those catalysts right off the open. So PMH smash. Let's see if we can smash that PMH, continue to push higher. That's the only momentum I can think of. Just be mindful that we are in that rejection territory. Smash the like button for folks on YouTube. Here there goes the Qs. Qs above PMH, SPY above PMH. Let's take a look at the contracts here real quick. IV, ATR, always do those checks. IV, ATR, 17% IV, 17% IV. ATR is 86 cents. So we're directional on the weekly. We're officially directional on the weekly. We are officially directional on the weekly. The bulls are back in town. All right, they're back in town. You cannot, you cannot stop the bulls. Okay, you can't stop the bulls. This is a bull market. This is a long bull market. Okay, so all these pops, you got to take advantage of it. Block out the noise, take advantage. Block out the noise, take advantage. Until it doesn't work. All right? Until it doesn't work. So we haven't seen a 10% correction in a long time. Okay, here we go, guys. We're above that daily upside breaker. We're above that PMH. Q's trying to hold above that PMH, SPY above that PMH. Who else is above PMH? IW is not above PMH quite yet. The Dow is trying to take out PMH. There goes the Dow above PMH. 5-minute orb army. You're on the clock. As far as the VIX is concerned, we need to hold below 17, continue to accelerate to the downside. All-time highs are within striking distance. 697.84 is all-time highs. All-time highs, the next pivot is all-time highs. So we're basically within striking distance here. Okay? Within striking distance of all-time highs. Just like that. Just like that, guys. And look at the VIX. VIX falling off a cliff. 5-minute orb army. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. See if this territory can hold. All right. See if that territory can hold. We hit that target, dead upside target. We are in the jaws, not in the jaws of the gap yet. We're above PMH. Okay, look at the Q's interaction with PMH. Q's interaction with PMH. There goes IW as well. IW as well. POC right there. Five-minute orb army. If we get synchronized selling, synchronized buying across all the indexes, there might be an opportunity there. Qs are starting to get sold off here. Good morning, guys. Make sure to like the video. Yo, I'm giving away free premium accounts on YouTube. Great place to build a following through firm's features. You talking about YouTube Premium, ad free, delay free? Smash the like button on YouTube, guys. Smash the like button on YouTube. Okay, so we hit that daily upside target. Can we hold above that PMH? If we can't hold above that PMH, right? Nice little trap. Daily open is 696.44. 696.44. Okay, so now we came back in that key zone right there. Can that key zone hold? Can that key zone hold? If it can't hold, we start to slice back the downside. That 5-minute candle is going to turn to a shooter. We get back to the jaws of that gap. All right. Again, this is the importance of not coming into the day and just going long. That's the importance. So now just imagine how many traders are trapped here. Unless you're taking profit, PMH break, you take profit out of those profit TPs, right? Got to get out of there. Okay. All right, there we go. Slicing and dicing to the downside. 5-minute orbiters broke those lows. 5-minute orbiters broke those lows. We're below that TOG. We're in the jaws of the gap. Look how quickly things are changing. VWAP is at that 695.57. VWAP at 695.57. I was green but didn't vote. No worries, no worries. Gap up. We hit level of January. Slice and dice. 5-minute orb army if you took that downside break. Let's not lose context, okay? That rejection zone. This is why it's so important to have this sent to you every morning. All right. This is the hardest part is just sticking to this. Okay, but the levels and the zones are there. That's why I don't want to go long in the jaws of that. As exciting as it looked, right? We got to rely on our experience. We've been here before. We've seen this movie before. It wants to draw a little more liquidity. We've heard this song before. Okay. Okay, individual names. My God, Uber. Anyone take Uber? Ubers are falling off a cliff. Uber. Uber is gone. Amazon is falling off a cliff. Okay, so Amazon, if Amazon can recalibrate a little bit, come back at those levels, I'll take it to the downside. Uber also falling off a cliff. My goodness, Uber. That 73.50 break was beautiful. As everything starts to break, it's starting to slice. There goes Palantir as well. All right, there were 6 tickers we talked about this morning in our community. 6 tickers. My goodness, look at that trap, guys. Vicious. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. If we can get 30 likes before 10:30, that'd be great. 50 likes before 11:30, we will do a giveaway. I haven't done a giveaway in a long time. Okay, but we will do the giveaway if we can get those, if we can hit that threshold. So now we're basically trading back at that infamous level where we chopped back and forth. Strikers, if you are able to attend our review, our daily review this morning, right before we jump to the game plan, we talked about how much times we got above, below these two levels. This very thin area here, this very thin key zone. Okay. SPY takes another leg to the downside. We can't see a retrace reject off Palantir. I'm looking at the Palantir 130 puts. They come back to view up and reject. This is the importance, guys. This is a case study on why when things gap up, economic calendar suggests bullish. You don't trade the economic calendar, right? You do not trade the economic calendar. Don't let that shift your bias or your overall sentiment. You have to build bias and sentiment off of what you're seeing in front of you. Okay, especially if you're a scalper. That 15-minute orb is coming up in 6 minutes here. So 5-minute orb, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get that break here. It gets below that 696. And then that's a nice little drop into this territory. Historically, we have infamously sliced and diced at this level. If we fall below VWAP, we can get that nice little compression under VWAP, testing those flags. Good morning, guys. Make sure to like the video on YouTube. Let's get the likes up. Shooter candle on the 5. Yep, you're right, Mixon. That was nice. Good. Good, good, good. So in this case, we're between two. We're in the jaws of a runway. There's nothing for me to do. So this is for the people that took the puts here. They're enjoying this slide to the downside. For the people looking to entertain those longs, they're potentially looking to engage off those lows. But keep in mind that we are selling off on the 15, selling off on the 5. Let's see how this 1 minute candle shapes up. If we have some continued selling, okay, into that 50-50. 50-50 is right here, team. 50-50, G50, D50, daily 50, and the gap 50. Oh, you're gonna put Amazon puts. Beautiful job, Floyd. And you don't take the Amazon puts. All right, those puts are they're dropping nicely. Good, good, good. Nice breakdown on Amazon. All right, see, there's a further breakdown. If you got that breakdown at this 206.43 territory, that exact area, or that pre-market low breakdown into it, you're in good position. If you're kind of getting it at those very lows, just manage risk. Maybe use that VWAP. These individual names, very little size. On top of that, you want SPY to stay below 696.17. At least stay below that daily open. Okay, so far we do have this zone here that encompasses daily open, daily upside breaker, and that PMH. We're moving about 86 cents per 5 minute candle. IVs slightly elevated, but nothing too abnormal. See if you get a nice little break of that that level. Potential nice little flag back to downside into that weekly, into that that's the old daily open, so let me take that off. Into the 695 for another leg lower. I'm looking at the 695 puts. And what I do like is the fact that we're seeing some synchronized selling here. 15-minute orb armor, you got about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 5 minute continued selling. Hourly, we're pulling back. The Qs can break 614.50. That's going to help. That's going to support the cause for the puts. See if we can at least get a bounce into 696. Right, so I don't want to get the puts here because any bounce, I'll get stopped out. Okay. So you can be directionally right, but one little bounce, you get stopped out. Amazon falling off a cliff. Uber falling off a cliff. Palantir's coming back for that retest. Meta is not falling off a cliff. Okay, that meta looks nice. That 15-minute candle on meta looks very, very weak, breaking below those levels. How are those contracts doing, Floyd? Beautiful job. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. See if meta can come back in, recoil. Amazon falling off a cliff. Up 50%. There we go. With these individual names, guys, you don't need to use too much size. Right? You can, of course, you can use as much size as you want. That's completely up to you. But since they have a larger ATR, right, sometimes they can go $3, $4, $5, $6 at a time. All right, just follow the protocol, standard protocol, TP where you need to. I'm waiting for a nice potential rejection off that 137.37 on Palantir. I'm waiting for a nice little bounce on Meta to see if I can take that slide to the downside. The ones that had the most amount of confluence to the downside were Uber and Amazon. They had that daily time frame really helping it. We're kind of going round the bottom on SPY here. If you guys see that round the bottom. See if we can follow that structure. 15-minute orb army is set. That 15-minute orb is set. Break below these lows. 695.14. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Qs are bouncing off VWAP. I want to see if we get a nice rejection off this territory. $15-minute orb army, 696.15 is your calling card. I want to see how we interact with these highs. If we slice and dice through them, since we reclaimed that VWAP, the Qs are starting to go. I'll let it just go, right? Slice and dice, we'll let it go. So now the question becomes, after this, we're so close to all-time highs. Do we have enough fuel? Do we have enough fuel to push into all-time highs? I'm looking at the 695 puts here. If we go shooter here, I'll take the 695 puts. Okay, I'll take the puts there. I'll risk being daily open. I'm in the puts. Okay, up 8. Up 10. I'm going to take a majority off right there. At 12, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Up 22, 23, there we go. Take some more off right there. Go, go, go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. TP where you need to, guys. I'm going to close it right there. All right. So that first trade is going to be critical. Okay. That first trade is going to be critical. That first trade is going to be critical. We got that nice little drop to the downside. If it has more room, I can wait for that retrace reject below these lows. If you're still in that, manage accordingly. Last TP 22. Okay, that was great. That was good. First trade after a red day. Very, very critical. All right, so what we're taking advantage of here is that retrace reject off that key level. We are at the jaws of the wave. We are seeing some names there. Okay, Amazon is starting to bounce there. We have the 695 there as well. And I don't want to sit through too much. So if you can give me 22 that quickly, I'm taking that every time. I put a $sign in the chat if you caught that quick scalp. Okay. Again, this is what I don't want to sit through. The back and forth, the chop. The chop, 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 chop activity. Right? So we need some follow through behind it because these candles, right, they can go either way. A 15-minute orb army, that's a beautiful setup if you take it to the downside. That's below these lows. I will be on that. I'll be on that train off the wave. If we get that wave on the 15, I'll jump on board. I'll jump on board. And that was a nice candle there. Just one candle. SLV potential bounce, counter trend, forming off PML. Okay, we'll take a look at SLV, 20%. Beautiful job, my scalpers. I took a swing trade on APL late Monday. Feb calls, up 10% to 85 strike. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Apple just tends to do its own thing. Sometimes when the market is dumping, Apple goes the other way, which can be a good thing. Okay, took 5-minute orb to the downside for a quick scalp. Beautiful job. Look for possible continuation play. Good, good, good. This is also a 5-minute orb retest as well. If you're holding those runners, okay, just adjust your NC. Make sure you have something to show for it. All right, we did see 20% plus. Okay. Let's go back to those individual names. Okay, we're getting a nice relief bounce in those names. And then now, as it's bouncing, we want to see that weakness. Apple is starting to push the upside. Apple is above the breaker. Apple continues to accelerate. Beautiful job, Lynn, on catching Apple. NVIDIA is also above those highs as well. So NVIDIA, all right. NVIDIA is also above those highs as well. Okay, so if you took those puts on YouTube, great job. If you took it, there's a delay on YouTube. Use those proceeds to reinvest in yourself and join our community. So it's the only community you are in basically for free. The only thing you spend is time. Only thing you're spending is time. Okay. We fall below view up. This thing can start to collapse. We're seeing some synchronized selling. A 15-minute orb army. The wave committee. The wave committee is in. So what I'm trying to see, okay, what I'm trying to see is play this runway, if you guys see it. If you're in the, sorry, not the wave, the Ripple committee's in, excuse me. Ripple committee's in. I don't remember the last time I had a hiccup. Right, Ripple committee's in. If you're in the wave, if you're in a retest, you're not there. The thing is, since the all-time high is within striking distance, that's always going to be in the back of our mind. Right? That's always going to be a tease in the back of our mind, because we know if it can generate enough liquidity off some grab, off some level, off some bounce, at any point in time, it can just start to go. But we just don't know when. Right? So that's the primary issue, or the challenge. I wouldn't say issue, okay? The challenge when you're trading within striking distance of all-time highs. All right, so the danger becomes buying those lows into lower lows, because that very low can be that one grab that leads to that push. Okay, so let's see if we can get that hold in this territory. The 5, no hold on the 5 quite yet. That 15 is bearish as can be. If you're still in this, you should be up more than 20+%, all right? If you give me 20% in less than a minute, okay, I'm taking that, especially after a red day. All right, remember the primary objective, if you're a red, guys, the primary objective as a SAT trader is to see green. Whether it's $1 green, $1,000 green, $50 green, 2,000, 10,000, whatever, you just need to see green for your psychology. So if you're at that point right now, okay, you can be done. So it takes discipline to be able to do that. If you're taking the orb, right, and we're still within that first quad, bearish quad, see if you can get that continued hold below that 695. Okay, 695. IW, down goes IW. Down goes IW. Nice retrace reject on Palantir. If the SPY can break that 695, look at Apple. Apple is out of here. Apple's not wasting any time. Anyone else take any of the individual names? If you did, great job. Good. That was a pretty small dip considering what I thought it would do. It would do so. 695. Build your firm via your current following. Much better than Discord. Yeah, there are some. I do have some things working in the background. Right. I don't want to reveal too much, but some things are cooking up. Okay. Something along those lines. Okay, so we've got that. See if that's 695. Can we hold below 695? So the ones that are potentially looking to entertain a position, maybe managing a position currently, are the 15-minute opening range break traders. So what they're doing in this current moment is deciphering to enter a position or managing risk that's been allocated. Okay. So unless you trade that, there's nothing there. And that rejection is nice. If we can get that nice, at least half-life hold below the orb, that opens up the door, guys, for that nice slide into that runway. Okay. And then, of course, we have this level down here. So your first target is from here to here. First target's from here to here. And then eventually, if we can fall below that 50-50, that would be very significant. You get that nice little push into that gap fill. Okay. If you still have those puts, that's a way you can play it. If you're a diamond handish. Those contracts are now 150. We picked them up for 109. Okay, there we go, 15-minute orb. One-minute waves are waving. Next destination 694.24, 694.10. Okay, that's the 50-50. So just be aware of that territory. You're on price to slice and dice through that. You're on price to slice and dice through those levels. Beautiful push. Okay, hit that target. Okay, 20% on Walmart, 45%, 45% on Apple, 12% Nvidia, 12% for cons. Beautiful job, Kevin. 46%. I was in for 6 seconds. 12. That might be a record. 12% in 6 seconds. IWM 106%. Right, so we're trending to the downside, so I have no intention of fighting the trend today. All right, I have no intention of being a contrarian today. I'll just go with what's in front of me. And we're seeing a nice breakdown in the 15. Okay, if we can get that nice break below those lows, that opens up the next. Opens up the next floodgate, and that floodgate is basically all the way into that gap fill, and that 50% retrace. That runway is between here and here, 50% retrace of the month. So what a pump fake! So you see the dangers, guys. The dangers of using the economic calendar to build a bias and to make trading decisions. Because the economic calendar will tell you to go long. Okay? Economic calendar will tell you to go long. Seeing the VIX pushing here. Q's falling off a cliff. Dow falling off a cliff. IW falling off a cliff. Meta taking another leg lower. Palantir taking another leg lower. I'm keeping a close eye on Uber. See if Uber can continue to break down here. Uber 70 contracts are dirt cheap for that flag break. Amazon is looking to break as well, back to downside, back below VWAP. Let me take a look at Amazon. This is for that break on SPY. So SPY needs to start to break below here. Okay, this is an area we can get contention. Okay, that's an area. There goes Palantir for another leg lower. Meta is also setting up. I'm gonna go with Meta here. If SPY starts to break, I want Meta below those lows. Okay, see if Meta can get a nice little relief bounce for that flag breakdown on Meta. 688.03 is the 15-minute orb on Meta. Okay, see if I can take it there. Okay, I'm in the Meta puts here. Okay, I'm in the Meta puts. Risk is VWAP, a little wider risk here. Nice bounce on SPY. So if we reclaim, what a bounce on Meta. If we reclaim 671.29, I got to get out of Meta. So using a little less size on Meta, further dated contracts. So SPY needs to hold below 695. Meta's down 20%. Didn't get that break below that 668.03. I'm going to use that VWAP as that risk. So I'm looking for a larger TP with Meta. So I'll throw an alert on that VWAP. Okay, see if that VWAP can start to correct. And of course on SPY, I want that breakdown. Okay, SPY breakdown could potentially help Meta's case. What a breakdown on SPY. Nice breakdown on SPY. See if they continue to push. Okay, there we go. Nice drop. Nice drop. There we go. Meta. See if Meta can break below 668.03. If you did take that, beautiful job, guys. That breakdown on SPY was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Now we need that to fuel Meta. Meta, we did see drawdown upwards of 20%. Okay. So now that breakdown on SPY was beautiful. That flag on SPY was beautiful. So it was between taking the flag breakdown or taking Meta. Okay. That's the thing when you're trading these individual tickers. Right. Some go, some don't. But SPY does. So now SPY has unlocked this area here. We're trading below that 50% retrace of that gap. Meta's trying to get a nice little bounce here. How's that 15 looking? Okay, 15 is inside. Hold that VWAP. SPY retrace, reject off the 50% retrace of that gap. Present an opportunity. Flag break was beautiful. If Meta can get to 667.29 after breaking 608, after breaking 666.03, that can possibly lead to a nice 10% pop. Okay, now we need Meta to start going here. Okay, Meta's green here. There goes Meta. Go, go, go. Hold below 668. Okay. Target that PML. If you did take Meta, manage accordingly. TP where you need to. Okay. One that continue to push lower on Meta. Starting to see a nice little wick on Meta. So Meta, I want Meta to stay below this daily downside breaker. Stay below the downside breaker. Did see 6-7. So if SPY can take another leg to the downside, that can help Meta's case. SPY moving beautifully, guys. Clear downtrend on SPY. Okay. See if we get one more push to the downside on Meta. As SPY dumps here. Okay, Meta's up 11. Go, go, go. Into PML, Meta's up 17, 16. I'm gonna take a majority off right there. Okay. And now I want Meta to stay below. I want Meta to stay below. What are my drawing tools? Stay below that orb. Okay. TP at 17. Now stay below that orb. If you can do that, great. If it starts working back the upside, I'll give it maybe a 5% buffer. And then we'll close out. Because that PML can be sensitive to PML. Okay. So in this case, we need SPY to break down from even more. Okay. Further breakdown on SPY is going to help the case. Meta, break below 667. 667.29. Break below PML will be great. Thank you, Mark. Okay. TP where you need to. Just down to runner here on Meta. Targeting that 667.29. PML. I want to see a slice and dice right through PML. If you're using SPY, flag breaks on SPY are working beautifully, guys. All right. If you're using SPY, beautiful job. We'll get back to SPY in just a second here. We're watching SPY, of course. We're using SPY as a proxy for that break, up 16. Slice and dice through 667.29. And my Meta's up 19, 20. Look at SPY. There we go, SPY. 22 on Meta. There we go, SPY. SPY is targeting 693 first. 24 on Meta. There we go, 25. 29. 666. All right. Wow. So 666 is the target. 30%, 31%. TP where you need to, 33. Okay. I'm done over there. All right. So I'm out on Meta at 30. 28, 30-ish out in that territory. All right. So thank you very much. Mark, if you're still in Meta, you can use that PML as your NC. Targeting the low of the day. Okay. You guys have got a better entry than me. You probably got a better opportunity on Meta. But again, guys, the opportunity is always abundant. That's what I want to make very, very clear. When we come into the day, we're not coming into the day with fear or with a scarcity mindset. The reason why we focus primarily on SPY, all these names are going. So you choose. On top of that, our primary name, our primary bread and butter is going. All right, so there's always opportunities. So the better we're at managing our risk, or taking our losses, or trying to keep it contained, the better we will be on bouncing back. Okay? So just like that, bounce back. I did post that meme with that guy doing the flip on that. And if you're in still Meta, all right, the fact that I did close, that's your indicator. This thing's going to continue to go. Continue to go. There you go. I hit that target. So hit 2 targets, broke below those lows. Beautiful job, guys. And you want to take that? How we doing, chat? How we doing, strikers? On Meta. 100%, 40%, 36% SPY put, 80%, 25%, 60%. There we go. Okay. So what I said yesterday, we're going to bounce back. Okay, we're going to bounce back. All right, and that's how we bounce back, just like that. The only way we can do that is because we're putting what happened yesterday in yesterday. We're not carrying that over. For the ones, if you're in the orb, you're taking SPY, You're holding that, this breakdown here, that flag break, even that last flag break under VWAP right here, compression breakdown, was beautiful. And now we're about to fill that gap. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. 130% on SPY. Beautiful job, beautiful job, beautiful, beautiful. Up huge. That's how we do it, guys. We're here to dominate. We're not here to participate, okay? We're not here just to be here. Man, so everything is dumping. Good, good, good. And make sure you pay the trader, guys. Pay the trader if you want to play with your runners. You can play with your runners. That's up to you. Gap has officially been filled. So now just imagine. This is what we see in the pre-market. This is what traders see in the pre-market. 90% of traders who don't have the experience will say, yep, all-time highs are right there. We got a bullish catalyst. As soon as you get that break, we're going long. It's okay to do that if you're managing risk. Okay? It's okay. If, like I said in the morning, the only possible way I can see it is a break of PMH acceleration. But is that enough for me to take it? No, it's not enough for me to take it. But look, the opposite. The complete opposite. So for the ones who take the calls up here, if they don't manage risk, they don't get stopped out, they get wiped out. For the ones who take calls above PMH and who have the skill of managing risk, they will be okay. They can move along to the next opportunity. Okay? And this thing doesn't stop falling, guys. Everything falling off a cliff. All right? So let first shift wrap up. If you guys are green up until now, first shift, guys, if you're done, be done. Be done, wrap it up. Tomorrow's Thursday, and we're going to start building on that momentum. 15-minute orb armor, you crushed it. Flag breakdown at this key level, crushed it as well. All right. I decided to go have a conversation with Mark Zuckerberg. But SPY, you can't deny, SPY will always be our bread and butter. And look at the VIX, game plan to a T. 176. There we go. There's nothing like trading, guys. And then for the ones who were red yesterday. Okay, I was red yesterday. I know a lot of you are green as well. Okay. This is why it's so important to put those things behind us and put everything our frameworks into practice. Because there's opportunities every single day. So you can't bring what happened yesterday into today. And look at the VIX. Game plan to a T. Okay. We can't bring our feelings, our emotions, what we think, what we want to feel. No, it's just numbers. It's business. My goodness, I'm getting some serious foam off SPY. If you had the puts from here, I don't even want to look at the contracts. Okay. Oh my goodness, guys. The contracts. I had those contracts at 109. I don't even want to look at the contracts. Okay. The contracts are 230. Okay. So in this case, guys, this thing is falling. 80% QQQ puts. Let's go, guys. Eat. Take advantage. Don't jump into positions now. We're at PML. This is a drop. Look at this. All-time high trap. Okay? That's why it's so important with the things we do in pre-market, guys. That sets us apart. We don't want to fall for that trap. Have I fallen for that trap before? Yes, I've fallen for that trap before. So now I know not to fall for it again. That would have been too easy. The market gaps up. Economic calendar is looking bullish. We're almost at all-time highs. And now we're in this bounce zone. So I want to pay attention to this territory. If buyers can start building a base in this territory, get a combination. Look at that. We've officially went engulfing on the daily. Engulfing on the daily on SPY. 250, 80%. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job, guys. 100. Let's take a look on YouTube here. Okay, build. Okay, 138%, 200% now. Beautiful job, guys. TP where you need to. TP is not gonna last forever. At some point in time, bars will start stepping in. At some point in time, there's gonna be a demand for those contracts, or there's gonna be a demand at SPY at a certain price because the SO is relatively cheap. Hourly continues to push lower. If you're in runners, draw out your NC and let it just cook. Let's go back to Meta for a second. Look at Meta, guys. Even Meta. Meta's out of here. All right. I don't want to say it was impossible, but it was impossible to lose today. Everything was going to the downside. Or it was impossible to lose big. If you're managing risk, we all know how that goes. Okay? Make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. And for the ones after first shift, if you're very green, if you bounce back from red, okay, you can be done. All right? What we're starting to see is the choppy activity starts to kick off earlier in second shift. Okay? Earlier in second shift. If you're waiting for an opportunity, flags off of the waves. Just play the trend until proven otherwise. As appealing as it is to be a reversal trader, right? Reversal trading has a very low win rate. High risk reward, high reward, low win rate. We've officially filled the gap. I want to bring your attention to that daily time frame on SPY. Okay, let's go to it real quick. This is look at that daily, look at that candle, guys. If you read my book, my ebook, which is available, okay, this is one of my concepts. Sell block grab on the daily. So again, they trapped the bulls. Okay, they trapped the bulls above daily upside breaker. Again, look, they did it yesterday. Right, they got above the previous day's high, and then just rug pull. Same thing. They get above previous day's highs, help with a gap up, rug pull. So it's still early. It's still first shift. We have a bunch of other shifts upcoming. The battle for the rest of the day is going to be for that 50% retrace the daily. Up here. The best bet for the bulls is to get price above 694.09 by the end of the day. If not, right, the bears have completely taken over the day. All right. And look at that, guys. Every break is every level is being broken. Every level is being broken and violated. Let's get the likes up on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Anyone still holding runners? Runner committee. How are we doing, guys? 250%. Close runners, 200%. Beautiful job. $4,000 in less than an hour. That's how we do it, Hero. Let's go, guys. Beautiful job. Diamond hands. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, we got the best team, guys. We got the best collection of traders, pound for pound. All right, so all we need is movement like this. All right, when price moves like this, it's like we're like a pack of wolves. Jump all over that. If it doesn't move, that means the times it doesn't move like this, you have to be on high alert. Okay, just think of it like this. If you're a lion, right? An easy kill for a lion is to chase a pack of gazelles, right? And not chase it too fast. And the weak ones, the older gazelles or the younger gazelles, will eventually be in the back of the line because they can't keep up. So that's easy kill for easy kill for, that's the lion's go-to setup. It doesn't have to do too much. Right? Instead of trying to take down the one in the front of the line, right, it's going to take advantage of the one that's at the very end, the one that's a little slower, the one that's a little weaker, which tends to be the baby, or it tends to be the older gazelles. Same thing. When the market provides that opportunity like this, right, you don't have to do too much. Right, you should be able to get the reads, and it should be a simple kill. When the market is chopping around, moving side to side, right, it's like you're chasing after the fastest gazelle. So you're gonna have to exert a lot of effort, right? And there's no guarantee you're gonna catch that gazelle. So now, as the line, you have to be able to say, hey, you know what? Be able to read the environment, assess the environment. All right, but at some point in time, if the conditions are, you know what, there's only fast gazelles everywhere, and there are no lingering gazelles in the back, and you're going to have to engage the fast gazelles, okay, you have no choice. If SPY continues to chop around for a week, we're getting the same kind of environmental conditions, there's no expansions, okay, we have no choice but to adapt to that kind of condition. All right, so our team does a tremendous job whenever there's action like this, right? Red folder catalyst on top of that, you guys absolutely go hunting. Right, so now it's just the other times when it's not like this, maybe sizing down, maybe not even engaging at all. Because this is the optimal kill here. So 8 minutes into the conclusion of first shift. 8 minutes into the conclusion of first shift. Quick 25% SPY puts. $17% Nvidia. Beautiful. Meta continues to fall off a cliff. So all the names we discuss. Look at this 5-minute chart on SPY, guys. This 5-minute chart on SPY. This is a 1 to 3 month occurrence. It happens every 1 to 3 months. Very similar to what happened here, if you recall. So this is our first one. Second one in February, I believe. So these red folder catalysts, go back, these red folder catalysts, guys, they're leading to some pretty significant moves. So once the dust settles, you can get a good read. So we fell below 50% retrace. VIX is out of here. VIX is out of here. VIX is about to open up that, get above that 1860. Even this breakdown below PML. No buyers there. So I basically went back to weekly open. We're slicing the dice into this bounce zone with minimal buyers stepping in. There's some real selling, guys. There's intraday aggressive selling. Bigger picture, larger time frame. No biggie. Okay, no biggie. So this might be the this first shift. Phenomenal first shift, guys. Phenomenal first shift, 6 minutes away. So you're gonna be tasked with the decision. Do you wrap it up? I highly recommend wrapping it up. Folks on YouTube, if you're interested in joining our community, links are in the chat. Links are in the description. The trade ideas for today. We were watching six tickers today, but primarily 3 tickers that we wanted to really focus on. All right, and those 3 tickers were what you do with the tickers. It comes down to each trader. We had Apple, of course. Okay, Apple had that inside candle on the day. Nvidia Same thing. Nvidia got above those highs. Now Nvidia sliding to the downside. Uber is down. Uber is down close to $3. That was a sympathy play. On top of that was a structural break, and now Uber's direction on the weekly. So Uber can continue to push lower, and Meta, Amazon as well. Some of you took Amazon, some of you took Uber, some of you took Meta. I took Meta. So this initial pump was all a trap. It was all just, all right, feeding on people's hope, and then complete collapse. All right, and they're continuing to push lower. And we also had Palantir, we had Meta, we had Uber, we had Amazon. We covered them. Those were the names and tickers for the day. So I usually don't provide that many tickers, but there were that many setups. All right, there were that many setups today, on top of what SPY was doing already. So let's see if these weekly open participants can pick this thing back up. Bulls have a chance to buy price. The Bulls have the chance to buy SPY at the same price it was Monday at 9:30. We're still in a clear downtrend. Clear downtrend. Let first shift wrap up. Make sure to like the video on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up. Subscribe if you haven't. Join our community to get all the ideas, real-time delay-free, ad-free stream, and access to all of our resources. We got 30 plus people joining us. Let's get the likes up, guys. We got 11 likes. All right, so who's done? If you're done for the day, put done in the chat. Strikers. Got that nice little breakdown. Entry, 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 exit, exit, entry, entry, entry. I like how you gradually add to your position. Beautiful. It's a lucky mug, 100% Vital. 100%. So let this next 3 minutes pass, guys. Let this next 3 minutes pass. Let first shift wrap up, and you're gonna have to make that decision. Make those journal entries. See how you did. The goal was to provide the ideas, to provide everything we need to get the majority of the team back to the green side. All right. So if you're back on the green side after yesterday, the work is done. All right. Now it's about being disciplined. Now it's about knowing that where we are in the week. We have tomorrow. We have Friday. All right. You're gonna use this positive momentum. The last thing you want to do. What's worse than a red day? I'll tell you what's worse than a red day. Nice bounce off that weekly. What's worse than a red day is you have a red day, and then the next day you're green and you go back to being red. That is catastrophic. Right? That's not good for your psychology. Okay? Even if it means you're $1, 50 cents, 25 cents. Doesn't matter what the number is. As long as it's green. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to see for today. Play the long game. You don't need to recover what you lost yesterday. You just need to see green. All right. Every trade you're taking, you're not looking to recover what you lost. You're just looking to entertain that set opportunity. Okay. A 20-ounce mug. I think we have 20-ounce mugs. I believe it was the 20-ounce, 12-ounce. 12-ounce. You might have to refill every shift. Phenomenal job, team. We did a great job as a team. And again, when there's adversity, adversity is an opportunity. We haven't seen that. I haven't seen that number before. I know a lot of you didn't vote I do really care of the performance of our team. So that was the first time we've seen that. First time we've seen that, and it happens. Okay, it happens. It's not something that, to be honest, guys, that's normal in our industry. 90% people losing, that's normal in the industry. That's industry standard. All right? But I'm glad that you were able to go from where you were to where you are now. Okay? And that is so key, because there's going to be more times when you see red. There's going to be more times when you face adversity. If you haven't navigated the adversity before, if it comes to, you're not going to have the tools to work your way past it. Now you have a way to work past the adversity. You've proven it to yourself. Okay, so yesterday and today, those 2 days, probably the most valuable 2 days of this entire month. Okay, the P&L, all that stuff will take care of itself. But just the lessons you can extract, the things you're able to show yourself, prove to yourself, took place between yesterday and today. Okay, so tremendous job. Tremendous job. So the last thing you want to do is give that back up. We're officially in second shift, guys. Second shift. We're bouncing off that weekly open. Okay, nice bounce off that weekly open. Continue to push back the upside. Do we have enough fuel to get back into that PML? And on my end, guys, no lottos, no nothing. I'll be done. All right. Could have done a better job managing the position, letting it go a little bit more. But my primary objective coming into the day was to land on the green side of things. There was plenty of opportunities. Amazon was there. SPY was there. Uber was there. Palantir was there. So second shift is a completely different ballgame. The things that happen in first shift stay in first shift. Okay, so if you're done for the day, put done in the chat. That was a massive, massive drop. Okay, now buyers get a chance to pick this thing back up at that weekly open. They get to pick it back up at that weekly open. ATR, complete expansion on the ATR, $1.11 per 5-minute candle. $1.11. We're seeing it tick higher on the IV as well. We started up in the high teens. Now we're in the mid-20s. What a day. What a day. I'll stop now. I'll be 2 green day. It will be 2 green days, one red day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm tired from yesterday. Done for the day. Beautiful job, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, tremendous job, team. Okay, this is what it takes. This is what it takes, so don't be discouraged. I'm primarily speaking to the ones that were red yesterday. I know a ton of you were green as well, break even as well, but the ones, sometimes people can get a little discouraged, frustrated, and I don't want that to boil over and be the primary fuel you're using to make those trading decisions. All right, so tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. If you're close to your weekly goal, you can ramp down another week in the books. I will do the end of the stream poll at 11:30. And what a drop. Now, that was a sensational, sensational drop. How are we doing on Google Meets, guys? How are we doing on Google Meets? 50%. Good, good, good. Great job, Floyd. Portfolio gain for today, 8%, guys. These are some... So now, if you trade with me for a year, you implement these principles, you show up day to day, you manage risk, allocate risk. There's no guarantees, but from the information you're learning, okay, with a very small to a medium-sized account, all right, you can run circles around if you bought SPY shares at the beginning of the year. Okay, say you had $25,000 to kick off 2026. You put the $25,000, you just buy SPY. And you want to see what it does at the end of the year. There's an 80% chance you're going to get a 12 to 50% return on that $25,000. All right? The 20% can come to fruition. If you do the same and you really start implementing these principles, taking advantage of the opportunities in proper size, right? You can easily outperform SPY. Okay, think of SPY. SPY gets a 12 to 20%, right? Not in one day. It doesn't just go straight up. It goes side to side, up and down, left and right, to eventually work its way back to the teens. So you have to have the mental fortitude with your portfolio as well. But you don't want to have that many swings, because you're up and down swings, because you're just using the appropriate size. All right. If you put that 25K or say 10K, 1K, whatever it is. If you put that 1K, let's just use 1K. You buy SPY shares at the beginning of the year, you get 10% return. Okay. That's $100. Is a 20% return? That's $200. So the question becomes, can you beat that 10 to 20%? Can you make more than $100 and $200 on that 1K? And the simple answer is, the longer you do this, it doesn't take much to do that. Matter of fact, you can even beat that in 1 month and just let it be. All right, so the power of trading, the power of options trading in particular, all right, it's a very, very, very valuable skill. Very powerful, very valuable skill. Yep, dollar cost averaging always works. Dollar cost averaging always works. DCA. Look at this, guys. Increased my account by 4.8%. And huge credit to you guys. You guys are working full time, managing trading. And this is commendable, because I was in the same situation not too long ago. I'd be at work, right? I was working a third shift. When I was working third shift as a system administrator. I had 3 monitors, very similar to this. I had one monitor open for my ticket queue. I had another monitor open to get some work done, and then I had another monitor open, basically just watching the futures market and just watching the screenshots, the charts that I've taken, and watching the recordings of myself trading, and just watching SPY over and over and over and over and over again. Just trying to soak up as much information as possible. All right, so it's so cool to see that, because there's only a certain kind of people that do it, guys. You're a part of a select few that want more out of this. Not from a greed standpoint, but from a standpoint of there's more to this than just this. And clicking these buttons is a means to that end. All right, so it's very possible to do two things at once, right? To trade as well as manage that full-time role. But you have to really know what you're looking for. You have to have the go-to setups, and you can do both things. You don't need to just leave and then start. That's the worst thing you can do. All right. Just all of a sudden just leave your full-time and then start day trading if you haven't been doing it for more than 2-3 years, or you don't even have enough confidence to pull the trigger after a loss. Right, so you have to prove it to yourself. We're getting a nice bounce in this territory, guys. All off of this weekly open. Continue to push. We're in the jaws of that bounce zone. VIX headed back to downside. We can't see reverse back to upside. If we can start to reclaim this territory, the 15 minute stays inside or breaks those highs. 2 down, 2 up, back to upside. Okay, and that's what the commute is for. So a lot of the heavy lifting is done through the game plan, through the pre-market stream, and through the commentary. And it's just supplementing what you're doing already. Okay. I had almost 4.5 straight years of losing, but I refuse to give up 100%. And there's just some people you can't take out. All right. There's just, you can't get rid of them. And that's the worst kind of opponent to have. A person that doesn't stop. It doesn't give up. And refuses to quit. All right, and that's what trading is all about. But tremendous job, guys. And you have to go through that process. You have to go through that pain. You have to go through that up, the down. Because in the future, you're going to be leveraging that. Okay? So if I didn't get burnt many times going long off of this before, how can I know not to do it this time? Experience. All right. And if someone does go long here, doesn't manage risk, they learn that lesson. So they just took that. So a lot of traders today took that class 101. Okay. How the separation between the economy and the stock market. Main Street, Wall Street. However we're going to phrase it. Why? The market is a forward-looking mechanism. More than likely, that was already priced in. I almost had 4.5 years straight. I just, thank God I work from home. I don't know how to be able to do it. Actual office environment. Caught some of those calls. Beautiful job, guys. And when you start to really understand these levels and implement these levels, in addition to the things you're doing already, it's just a matter of just allocating risk and if you like the opportunity or not. Okay? If you're a great risk manager, you have some level of discipline, it'll work out great. If I had to say, it really helped me was coming to journal, taking a look at what I did, my mistakes, and what I was thinking so that I could understand myself better and focus on correcting my errors that I continue to make over and over again. Only then I start to improve 100%. Right? So to do that, it takes a level of self-awareness. Right? So a lot of traders, right, they might not be at that point where they have that self-awareness. And they're, in the beginning, the finger pointing takes place. Oh, the market makers. Oh, they're hunting my stop. Newsflash. Our orders are not big enough for them to hunt any of our stops. Oh, the this. Oh, the that. Oh, the this. Oh, the... At some point in time, right, for everything you do right, okay, you get the blame. Everything you do wrong, you get the blame. It all comes. That's the nature of trading. The quicker you can learn to understand that, okay, the higher self-awareness is, the quicker you can start making those adjustments. Right? It's not the market's fault. It's not the economic calendar's fault. It's not the price action's fault. Everything boils down to our decision making. Are there things that take place that we don't account for? Yes. But we need to do everything we can to be able to account for those things and let the outliers be the outliers. So we can account for a catalyst like today. We have the economic calendar. And then when you start doing that, making those notes, making the adjustments, you'll be well on your way. 50% retrace for the gap or for the day. For the day, I got 692.10. For the gap, I got 694.10. If I could relate, I could have some mental rules which I would ignore on a regular basis. I'd lose every time I did. Grateful. I found George in the community also. And so that's what the community is here for, guys. I always say that trading doesn't get there's a bad stigma around trading. If you are trading, just keep it to yourself. All right, just continue to do the things you're doing. Keep it to yourself. People have lots of things to say. If you tell someone, a person who's not in the industry, hey, guess what? I lost $7,000 today. Right? They will not understand. It just doesn't make any sense to their brain. All right? It doesn't add up because they don't see things the way you see it. So the trading brain is a very unique. Trader brain is a very unique brain, and that's what the community is, right? So when you lose, you have a community to bounce ideas off of, share ideas off of, to exchange ideas, and that's the missing part. When community is done right, that's what really elevates your trading. When community is done right, that's what really elevates your trading and take it to the next level, because now you're amongst your peers in that industry. All right, and there's a good chance that there is someone in the community who's been where you are, right, and has walked down that road and has got to the next level. So you can just say, hey, you know what? What are the things you did? What worked for you? Bouncing those ideas off one another. And there's a good chance that you can also do the same for someone else as well. If not, you're just trading by yourself. And sometimes that can be very dangerous because there's no one looking over your shoulder. All right, it's very easy to get inside your own mind and start violating your rules. You know what? Yeah, my risk is 25%, but it didn't go to my level yet. Let me just extend it. You know what? I was supposed to just take one trade. I was supposed to only take 2 trades, but you know what? I see another setup. Let me just take another trade. And those things happen. So that's what community is there for. I did the same to realize my rules meant nothing without consequence, so I gave myself a 3-strike plan. If I broke rules, I would write them down and count as a strike, 3 strikes, and I would suspend for a day 100%. I watch other analysis and they're about 80% right, but when they give out strong signals, I double in, and that's when I lost big. And George said, don't listen to others and just watch the charts play out. Yes, right? So no one knows. No one fully knows. Right? Even myself. Everything I'm doing is just high probability areas, just spot in those areas, but there's no guarantee. But if we just play the probability game over a long period, if you have a positive expectancy, you have good risk management, you can win. Right? Because the thing is, there's two things, guys. There's higher time frame analysis. When I say higher time frame, I'm saying the day and beyond. There's higher time frame analysis. A lot of people are pretty good at that. That's pretty straightforward, higher time frame analysis. Why? Because you can see it play out. The weekly takes a week to play out. The daily plays out every single day. So you're basically getting a summary. Right? Think of it like a summary, a paragraph. Not a lot of people are, to be a technician on the lowest time frame, the 1 minute time frame, 5 minute time frame, and spot opportunities. Right? Not a lot of people can drill down to those time frames and find those opportunities. Because I'll tell you, higher time frame levels, if used wrong, can lead to you blowing your account. If you don't know how to use those higher time, something's happening on the higher time frame. It's not going to translate to your risk parameters or your risk threshold on the lower time frames, because the higher time frame range is so huge. So you have to know how to use the higher time frame in conjunction with the lower time frame, especially if you're scalping and intraday trading. So the hardest thing to do is the lower time frame. If you understand the lower time frame, the lowest time frame, the 1 minute, every other time frame you can read very quickly, because those patterns are playing out. The same patterns are playing out, but slower. So nice rejection off that PMH, daily downside breaker. Because we're seeing this play out so fast, minute by minute by minute by minute. These same patterns we're seeing here play out on the daily, but just take an entire day. If we take a look at this 12-hour candle, for instance, major resistance. Okay, major resistance there. 4-hour candle, engulfer. Hourly candle, continuation of that selling. Testing that 200 EMA on the hourly. So we're starting to chop a little bit here in this territory. We're within that range. Daily effort, 100%. It's not just a one-time thing. You follow your rules one day and then you follow it forever, right? You got to do it every day. So you got to crucify your flesh every day. Crucify the urge every day. It's not going to go away just because you did it yesterday. So who's done? I don't see a lot of dones in the chat. So who's done? Who's done? If you're done, put done in the chat. Folks on YouTube, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Is it better to buy, sell futures or do options on S&P? That's a great question. Chaska, I'm always going to go options. Okay, if you know how to trade, you can trade futures. If you're going to trade futures, I'd probably lean towards just funding your own futures account. You can do the prop firms. If you know how to play the game properly, you can. But you don't want to get into the habit of constantly funding those prop firm accounts because they're so cheap, quote unquote cheap. All right, they're $50, $100. Before you know it, you buy 20, 30 challenges. All right, 20, 30 challenges, which is a low number in the industry. All right, at $100 a piece, 30 challenges, that's $3K. $3K, you can do a lot of damage with the $3K account on options. All right, with a $3K account, you can make anywhere from $75 to $150 a day on a good day. Maybe lose $50 to $60 to the downside. So you can literally generate something with a 3K account. So it depends, right? I would say if you don't have the funds accessible, if you're disciplined and you have a proven system, maybe use the prop firms to get your capital through the prop firms, but have a limit on the amount of accounts you're going to purchase. Maybe it's one account a month. Right? And just use that account as a feeder account. Okay, I know it's very popular to copy trade. All right, think of it like this: just have that one account that you do pass, and that one account after you pass it, you can use that account and pay out from that account to open up more accounts. Okay, you have to play that kind of game. The only thing is, it gets very gamified and very gambly, and you have to jump through hoops. And you're playing by someone else's rules, so you can't access your capital as much. If you're going to play by your own rules, all right, I would say options is the best way to go. If you're going to take a payout at the end of the month, at the end of the week, after a great week, that's your account. No one can tell you what to do. Okay? Nice bounce off that bounce zone. Got a recommendation for a good prop firm. To be honest, I don't have any recommendations for a good prop firm. There's a bunch out there. I haven't gone to the prop firm space and got a full payout. I haven't went through the whole process yet. I've passed the prop firm. Got to the what is it called? The XFA on Top Step, and then eventually blew it. We did that live last year. My problem was just not that same level of seriousness is not there. So I have the tendency to say, hey, you know what? I spent $50, $60 for the account. So who cares? Right? You can easily go down that line. But if you have that same level of discipline and you treat that capital like it's your capital, you have a good chance. All right. So some of the prop firms out there, there's Tradeify, there's a bunch of other firms. All right. Anyone who trades prop firms in our community, any recommendations? Let me know. If you had a payout from a prop firm already, and just shed some light on your experience, I'll give that recommendation to people on YouTube. Yeah, 100%. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. If you're just joining us, we did take 2 trades. One was the puts right here. So if you took the puts, theoretically you held. That's a great job. I extracted 20 in a couple minutes, and I went over to SPY. I went over to Meta. Okay, so took 2 trades today. Both trades worked in our favor. If you go back and watch yesterday's episode and watch today's episode, you will learn a lot. You learn a lot. You learn a lot if you combine those 2 episodes. Okay, I'm done for the day, guys. Okay, done. I'm going to be done as well. I'll be done for the day as well. And then tomorrow, we'll come back and reattack it. Of course, the opportunity there. Nice bounce there. We're starting to get that low, higher low, high, higher high. Working our way back to 50% retrace of the daily. That's going to be the most important level for us moving forward because we can start to wick. Let's go back to our game plan chart. Okay, so it's either, it's either you wait for price to come into this territory, show some signs of life, laser into the lower time frame, look for a combination, nice engulfer there, or you short it up here, okay, be one of the first participants, or you take this leg lower. Within this leg, within these legs, there are a few gravitation back towards the waves. Within that clean, smooth move on the 5, there are gravitations that looks like this. So each of these gravitations back towards our waves with price action combinations would be the only way to play it. Rather than taking those lows into lower lows. All right, if you have a proven way to do that, that's great. But so they paid the bears. The bulls are starting to get paid. They're picking it back up off of our bounce zone. So what's going to be the most important level here, guys? There's one level that's going to determine a lot. 50. Okay, there you go. So this 50% retrace will be critical. So for this to really start to turn into a reversal, legitimate reversal, we're going to have to start getting above this territory here. All right, bulls need to find a home above this level and start continuing to push. If we stay below here, right, we're still in a potential dead cat bounce mode. Okay. But what a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. That was, so let's take a look at, I want to emphasize something on Meta. All right. If you're a SAT, if you're a SPY striker, anything, if you've been watching more than 3 to 5 episodes, you know I say it over and over and over again. The importance of taking profit. Take profit or the market will. Okay? Why? This is case in point. How much more do we want to see? The market gave $8. I was already out at that $3 mark, right before we took out that 666 level. $2 is some change mark. We'll just say that. If you don't take profit, this happens. At some point in time, you're going to have to take profit. And if you're waiting for targets, okay, look at this, guys. If you're waiting for this target, okay, it didn't hit the target. Didn't hit the target. So you probably saw, I saw upwards of 20%. So you probably saw 60, 80, 90% possibly, and then whoosh, vanishes. Okay, it doesn't matter where you take profit. Have something to show for it. In the beginning. All right, in the beginning, just take profit. Build a cushion. Just make that take profit muscle memory. Okay? Or do that for the next 10 trades. For the next 10 trades, if you see profit, take profit. And then just let it do whatever it needs to do. When you start doing that, by the end of the week, 10 trades is 2 weeks. That's 5 days of trading. After 2 weeks, okay, you'll build yourself a little cushion. All right. Welcome to SAT VIP. Chaska 1239. Yep, I'm live on YouTube every single day, guys. Provide as much value as possible. There are ads on YouTube. There are a few things that you got to deal with on YouTube. We've been going live for 200 plus, maybe 300 plus episodes now. Try to provide as much value as possible. So I would appreciate if you guys subscribe. If you guys like the video every day, every time. And if you're looking to level up your trading, here's a short video going over the features of our community, and we'll discuss on how to join our community and take advantage of all the resources we have to offer.
Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Community was created. You can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, and education, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next.
All right, so if you're interested in joining our community, we do have our February trial available. Take advantage of that. Go to smartactiontrading.com, smartactiontrading.com. All the links are down below. We have a link pinned in the chat. Use the code TRIAL30 to save 25%. You get access to all the resources of our community, right? All the resources, full access to the Discord, live trading with screen share, trade ideas, commentary, pre-market prep stream. So this morning we went over six tickers that could potentially present opportunity. If SPY doesn't start to move, a lot of our traders took advantage of Amazon, Meta, all those great names, and on top of that, SPY as well. You have access to my all the courses, Getting Started Day Trading course, Shockwave 15 course, and any course that's recorded in the community. You have access to it, high win rate trade ideas every single day, 1 to 3 ideas every day, 2,000 plus hours of training and webinar you have access to. Swing trade ideas as well, dedicated supported community, and access to the entire server. So a lot of things you have access to, and this is your go-to way of accessing all of those resources. Use the code TRIAL30 to save 20%, 25% off your first month. So all you need to do is click join. It's going to lead you to this page. Add promo code TRIAL30. Once you hit that, hit apply. Boom, 25% off. All right, that's how you get the trial. All right. So this is absolute steal. And if you see some of our community's performance, all right, we do this every day, day in and day out. Done for the day. 50%, okay, 50% retrace. You can see 0.24% on the portfolio working full time, 8% on the portfolio. Look at this, all the entries and TPs were from one of our traders. 25% SPY put, 17% NVIDIA. 4 grand in less than an hour. 200%, 250%, 80% QQQ, 175%, 41%, 130%, 100%, 40% Meta, 36% SPY. I mean, thesis, you were all over the place today. Beautiful job. So you caught both. And you have to have a certain skill set to do both. 25%, 60%, 30%. SPY starting to break down here. 6 seconds. Look how quick that was. 6-second execution. 12%, 12%, 45% Apple, 20%. All right, this is just today. This is within the first hour. All right, first hour. Majority of our traders trade that first 2 hours. All right, a lot of them work full time, so it is very doable. So it's not impossible for you to do that. Beautiful job, thesis, on catching both. We'll do the end of the stream poll here shortly. We also have the YouTube membership as well. If you want to support the channel, of course, get your YouTube membership. Okay, that helps the YouTube channel. And of course, all the courses and everything is available at smartactiontrade.com. smartactiontrade.com. YouTube, you can enjoy the stuff on YouTube as well, but there's ads, there's delays, and we cut off the stream at 11:30. We cut the stream off at 11:30. What we'll start doing is the more people start joining our members only stream, I will leave the members only stream on YouTube along with our strikers. Okay. So my goal is to have our stream for 2 hours. All right, we can get a lot of work done in 2 hours. So we're not just showing up at 9:30. We have a lot of prep that we're doing in 30 minutes. Okay, that 30-minute prep time, 20 minutes now. I think we got it down to 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We get a lot of things done. A lot of things done. We review the previous day. We go over the movers. We go over Catalyst. We go over SPY, QQQ, the Dow, IWM, Bitcoin every day, gold, crude, the dollar, the VIX, and a handful of individual tickers that could potentially present opportunities. On top of that, we solidify our game plan on SPY. Okay, so all that done in 20 minutes. So let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get the likes up. Okay, goal is to get to 3K subs by the end of the month. So we're still a small channel, having tremendous impact. Okay, let's see how we interact with that PML. So again, guys, if you're done, if you're looking for this kind of movement, that's the trap, right? The trap is we get this kind of movement, second shift. A lot of traders anticipate the same kind of movement. Starts to slow down. They hold longer than they need to. They sit and draw down longer than they need to. Extend their risk in hopes of this, but it doesn't show up. So there's a second shift chop. We discussed this taking place a little earlier than usual, and we're seeing it take place now, and we are range bound between first shift highs and first shift lows. Trading below VWAP. Trading below VWAP here. So we did get that nice rejection off that VWAP. Right there. So can this rejection off that VWAP lead us into this support violation? Right? Can it lead us into a full breakdown? This rejection off that VWAP is more than enough room to TP. This is more than enough. POC acting as support there. POC acting as support. Okay, that VWAP acting as resistance. VWAP acting as resistance. Okay, does VWAP hold up? Do we reclaim VWAP or do we get smacked off VWAP once again? Waves are waving to the downside. The Qs are not at VWAP yet, so the SPY is the one that's making that bounce and is the ticker that's closest, the index that's closest to the VWAP. All right, we do have some resistance overhead here. So now we're at the bottom of that gap. We filled the gap, but now we're back and re-entering, trying to re-enter the jaws of that gap. That gap down, the gap up from this morning. That gap up from this morning. So we are still within, not too far away from ATH. All right, so if the bulls start to rally off of this bounce zone, all right, now that ATH is 6 points away, might be out of reach, but if we can become very bullish, all right, if we can make another move of 5 points to the upside, now we're within ATH striking distance. So now the market has enough fuel, has engineered enough liquidity for us to get there. Doesn't mean we're going to get there right away. Not necessarily, but if this trend continues, right, takes out each of these pivots, reclaims those key levels, right, it's going to try to gravitate back towards this rejection zone. Okay, we're starting to see that nice reversal on the 15. We're starting to see that reversal on the 5. If we can get above that VWAP, that sets the tone as well for potential push into that 50% retrace of that gap. The Qs are working their way to VWAP. So all the indexes on the 5 are seeing some buyers are stepping in here. See if that leads us above 693 and eventually gets back at the jaws of that gap. Okay, I'm gonna leave the poll up here for our strikers. If you're done, answer the poll. I'll be done. All right, primary objective. My primary objective all the time, if I'm red, is greens by any means. Green by any means. Sometimes you get red as well, so it's not like you're going to guarantee the outcome of the trade, but using something high probability to get the green side. Green by any means. So this is the current path the bulls are taking. VWAP is giving them a hard time. Q's also at VWAP, slight rejection off that VWAP. Slight rejection off that VWAP. Let's take a listen to our friends at CNBC here. What do they got going on?
We have a market that is kind of disconnected from sort of traditional valuation measures. When you look at it like market cap to compare to the economy size or compared to profits and stuff like that, these are just at record levels, which doesn't mean you have to be bearish or you should sell all your stocks. It just means that from my perspective, from a long-term point of view, this probably isn't the greatest time to have a ton of equity.
I mean, the pushback on that, which I know you hear about all the time, is that the economic setup is pretty good. Fed policy has been easy. They've been cutting rates, and they might cut further this year. You know, margins are high and could go higher because of all these productivity gains with AI. I mean, those are all the reasons why we're looking at higher multiples.
And I wouldn't argue at any of that. And all of that may be true, and all of those things could come to be. In fact, I actually think the Fed is going to cut rates a lot more than what's priced
this year?
The market. Oh, yes.
How many times?
A whole bunch of times.
A whole bunch of times? Market's like maybe two.
Okay, we're starting to make some strides above VWAP. See if the Q's get above VWAP as well. So the first one above VWAP so far is SPY. Let's get that closure back above it. Flip the 5-minute waves. 1-minute waves have already been flipped. At 693 reclaim would be critical. 15-minute candle. We have a new 15-minute candle here. See if we can hold above that VWAP. See if we can hold above that VWAP. $693. Critical, critical, critical. So do we get above VWAP? Do we hold, or do we start to work our way back to downside? If you're looking for the link to join the Discord, it's pinned at the top of the comments. I can send it to you as well. Let me get the link for you real quick. I believe I opened it up. So there's a link. Use the code TRIAL. Use the code TRIAL30. to get that trial. There's a few spots left for the trial. Ooh, look at IW. Look at the VIX. VIX starting to slide back to downside. All right, the VIX are playing games today. Gold still holding up. Crude pulling back slightly. SPY, right? Although we did make that push to the upside, push to the downside, we're still kind of trading in this range. We're back in that range. We are back in that range. So what do we got on Cal sheet today? Okay, S&P price by 12 p.m. S&P price by 12 p.m. Just to give you some context, the current price is 69.54 or 55. All right, so by 12 p.m. there's a 77% chance that we will stay above 69.40. There's a 16% chance we stay above 69.50. According to the betting odds. By Friday. All right, so there's about a 20% chance we get above 69.50, 69. We're between that 69.50, 69.74, 20% chance. Let's see. What has the highest percentage? So 30% chance above 67. Right, we're well above that. So 20% chance we were above 7,000. Okay. I'm pretty sure Polymarket is going to have that thing very soon as well. If you guys saw the the thing about Kalshi and the Super Bowl, right? How the platform had some issues. Absolutely. Casca 1239. So when you do join, all the details will be provided in the platform, and then just use the link to join the Discord. You have access to the course. You have access to all that good stuff. Okay, we're above VWAP now. All right, you have access to this entire Discord. Okie dokie. That bound zone is really holding up. They're starting to base out here. So now the SPY is above VWAP. The Qs are on the verge of getting above VWAP. So we might go in that sequence. The Dow's headed towards VWAP. IW headed towards VWAP as well. Headed towards VWAP. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Anyone take any calls, any positions, babysitting positions off that bound zone? If you are, great job. If you're done, great job as well. And now we're back above VWAP on SPY, and the Qs are trying to get above VWAP. And now, guys, we're headed back towards 50% retrace of that gap. Impressive bounce, but what are we bouncing off of? Weekly. Let's go back to our measure. If we can clear that 50-50, we got above the VWAP, we're getting above levels. Now if we can stay above 50-50, all right, so this is potentially looking like a reversal. On top of that, if the Qs can join the party above VWAP, that would be great. To the extent, right, we're going to hold on to that line of thinking to the extent the bulls continue to use this channel and we continue to make higher lows. As long as there's no market structure shift, is the path that we're taking. That's the path the bulls are using to travel to the upside. That is the path. So we're headed back towards V up for that test. Let's see if that provides an opportunity. I'm done, guys, so I won't be taking any trades and no lottos, no nothing. So I did take lottos yesterday. Longer data calls, that's always a good way to go. Good, good, good. If you're done, guys, make sure to vote in our in the Discord. On YouTube, we're about to wrap up here shortly, guys. As always, it's always a pleasure. Hopefully you find value from the content. I try to make it as value-packed as possible every single day. Deliver on the value, over-deliver on the value. We did take 2 trades. Trade idea 1 for the puts. Second trade we took was, of course, puts on Meta as well. Go back and review both trades to see the exact entries, to see the exact thinking that it took to capitalize off those setups, and go back to what we were discussing up here. All right. For folks on YouTube, for our strikers, I am going to be uploading all the full video, the whole entire video of the trading onto YouTube, and it's going to be unlisted. I'm going to give you guys access. So I have 3 of the days from last week uploaded already. So you guys will have access to that playlist as well, because we're going to record it from pre-market until the end of the show. So I'm using YouTube's free storage to get that uploaded there. So you'll have access to it as well. A nice rejection of V up on the Qs. See if that leads us to breaking this channel here. Okay, if no bar step in, that can kind of just stifle that move. And we can be going 50-50 rejection. We peaked above it. Right, couldn't really get that close above it. And that could be a 50-50 setup back to the downside. Right, it looked like we were above it. Didn't get that full close above it. Now we're headed back towards the downside. The Qs are really leading this sell-off here. SPY back below VWAP, looking to put some pressure on that channel. Low, it looks like it wants to violate that support. The Dow IW still selling off. Starting to sell off as well. VWAP strong. Okay, if you're done, guys, tremendous job. If you're logging off, we'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. What happened today will stay in today. Tomorrow's going to be a clean slate as well. Right, so new opportunities. We're looking to close out the week strong. Right, tomorrow we'll look to capitalize off the opportunities. And then, of course, on Friday, we're going to ramp down. And that's going to be 2 weeks in February, guys. 2 weeks in February. We're officially on day 30 almost. Okay, we're on day 28. So by the end of the week, by the end of Friday, we will officially have 30 trading days. Okay, 30 trading days out of 252. So there's still a ton of time. Still a ton of time. All right, but you want to be working towards your goal or trending towards your goal during those first 30 days. If you're not, see what adjustments need to be made. See what adjustments need to be made. Okay. We're about 12%. 12% of the year is behind us. 12% of the year is behind us. So we still have 98%. Sorry, 89%. Sorry, 88%. We still have 88% of the year left. Okay, so we're still relatively early. There's going to be a ton of opportunities. But trying to be trending in the right direction, following those rules, sticking to the game plan, your game plan, looking for those setups, managing risk, taking those profits. Okay. Any questions on YouTube, guys? Any questions on YouTube? We'll wrap it up here in a few minutes. If you're a first-time viewer, continue to view, continue to watch. Long-time viewers, take the next steps. Join our community. Maybe a potential head and shoulder here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, possibly brewing. In this case, we need that continued selling on the Qs to persist, continued selling on the indexes to persist, and that nice little bounce we're seeing on the 5 to be a nice little dead cat bounce. As we form that right shoulder, as that right shoulder is forming, we want to see the VIX continue to accelerate to the upside. The issue is we're just in the middle of this range. So unless you're playing the 50-50, there isn't really anything else to play. Outside of grab a first shift highs and first shift lows, the only setup here is 50-50. You can scalp those, bounce off those levels, but it's internal. We're internal to the range. Okay, let's see what
Bring
he
it
has
back
to say.
to a close so we can just concentrate
Firm just
on,
close new capital. Okay.
on trying to make good returns.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming in and talking about some of the areas you're interested in most. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
It's always good to hear from you. David Einhorn of Greenlight Capital. Carl, back over to you.
All right, Sarah, thanks. Still ahead this morning, Thoma Bravo's Orlando Bravo. We'll talk about how AI is disrupting software and whether the sector is looking oversold right now. Plus, the CEO of Taylor Morrison's with us on the back of earnings. We'll take a look at that quarter and the Trump administration's expected antitrust probe.
Okay. Just chop, chop, chop. Give back out. Give back profits. Give back profits hour. If you did join the Discord today, I see a few of you did join. Welcome to the team. Feel free to reach out to me anytime through DM on the Discord. Send me a friend request as well. And just keep in mind, guys, I will never send you a DM in the Discord first. All right? We do have some people sending, some fake accounts sending DMs to our users. So red flag number one is me sending you a DM first. So to avoid that, make sure to send me a friend request and send me a message first so we can initiate that conversation. If you're going to lose, at least lose to the market, learn something, rather than lose to scammers coming into your DMs. It's a better way to lose. Okay. Okay. See if that right shoulder starts to form here. That right shoulder formation is in play as long as these highs don't get taken out. as long as those highs don't get taken out. It looks cleaner on the 5. You can see on the 5. The wrong one here. You can see on the 5. Nice. Nice little move here on the 5. Flaggy on the 5. See if that breaks as well. Get that close below it on the 5. Back the downside. That'd be great. Any questions, guys, as we look to wrap up the stream here on YouTube? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? No questions? Okay, guys, folks on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe on your way out. If you want to level up your trading, the links are available in the description to join our community for our pre-market prep stream tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you found value. Go back and watch how we navigated through the conditions. The massive opportunity there for trend traders, orb traders, 15-minute orb traders especially. Capitalize off of that. Bear flags, 2 major bear flags to the downside. Again, nice retrace reject there as well. So lots of opportunities to the downside this morning during first shift between 9:30 and 10:30. As soon as we came into the second shift, opportunity shifted. We went the opposite direction. Now we're trending to the upside. Using this channel, we're kind of outside of that channel. These lows have not been taken out quite yet, but we're on the verge of potentially sliding back to the downside after going head and shoulder here. So again, we're internal to that range of first shift's drop. So far, the day is bearish as can be. If we fall back below 691.66, a daily candle remains an engulfing candle, holding enforcement, staying below prior day's lows. In the case the bulls do try to make a run, the goal for the bulls today, of course, is to flip this entire day. But first things first, see if they can get back above. See if they can get back above that 692.10. Okay, we're at that 692.10, the daily 50% retrace, and eventually get back above this territory up here at G50. Can we get back above the 50% retrace, the gap? That can give us some signs of life for the bulls. And if they can get back above this, okay, a run up into daily highs and a potential engulfing candle on the daily opens back up. If not, the bears got it. The bears' job is to keep this contained, preferably stay below VWAP, preferably stay below 692.10, and try to push price lower. Try to push price lower, at least back into weekly open. If we get back to that weekly open, there can be an opportunity between that 689.45 and that 688.34. There's a nice little trap, nice little grab of those lows, possibly present an opportunity, right? So that there's an opportunity there. Maybe that head and shoulder breakdown there. If you trade head and shoulder there, waiting for that breakdown. Outside of that, guys, most of you did do your work early, got compensated early, so you should be done for the day. On that note, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe. Same time tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and God bless each one of you.
Tired of wasting hours staring at charts, over-analyzing trades, and still ending the day with inconsistent results? You're not alone. That's exactly why the Spy Strikers Trading Mentorship Discord community was created. Here, you can trade just one ticker for 1 hour and make strides towards consistent results. Join the Spy Strikers community and get daily live trading, clear pre-market game plans with key levels and high probability buy and sell zones, over 4 hours of delay-free, ad-free live trading and training, plus high win rate trade alerts, automated technicals that simplify charts, and full access to my strategies and indicators. This isn't a signal service. It's a community focused on process over profits, giving you all the resources, guidance, and training to help you succeed. You'll also get a full watch list, 1,500 plus hours of live trading videos, courses, an educational library, ebooks, and dedicated support. Stop guessing. Start trading with confidence. Become a Spy Striker today, and take your trading to the next level.
And what would those be?
Well, as I think's been reported, there's been a number of meetings with home building CEOs, and it's been very productive. It's been great to see the administration so focused on some of the affordability challenges we have. How do we overcome some of the shortages on housing in our country? And most critically, how do we make it more affordable? As you know, we do have some excess inventory in the system that the builders are trying to work through, and we need to be very thoughtful how. But I think we can all agree we do have some affordability issues, and I think the administration is very focused on just a number of different strategies on how we can impact this. Everything from interest rates to policy to land approvals, regulation. There's a number of buckets that are going to have to be impacted to really make homeownership attainable for all Americans.
Industry trade groups and discussions of pricing on an antitrust basis that help lower prices?
It's so difficult for me to comment, Carl, on unsubstantiated rumors. What I would tell you is that we haven't been contacted by any government agencies. I did see the same media that you're referring to. And as we discussed this morning on our earnings call, and really talked about how we differentiate ourselves and the focus of the organization in providing housing, it's just hard for me to know where all this is coming from.
We have like 30 seconds left. We just heard from David Einhorn, an investor. He's negative on home builders, and he thinks that there's a structural problem with Americans owning homes. It's
perspective, I think what today's jobs report did is it validates what I said yesterday. Bond market volatility is calm. That's good for risk assets. As far as what's troubling the market today, I think it's a little bit of a rollover in crypto.
Troubling in quotes, obviously, right?
Yeah.
S&P's flat.
Right, exactly. A little bit of a pullback from where we were yesterday, the enthusiasm we had for it. But you got a little bit of a rollover in crypto, the momentum names, and software. So software had a nice run the last couple of days, and it looks like software is kind of rolling over a little bit. We'll see what happens from there.
So Jenny, Bespoke puts out this note. For the first time in its history, the S&P 500 went from overbought to oversold and back to overbought in a week or less. It speaks to kind of how frazzled the last week of trading has felt.
Yeah, and I think the only way you can contend with that and stay sane is to push out your time horizon. And I think if you're an investor who's investing for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, the frazzle and the insanity of last week has a lot less negative impact on you, because weeks like last week, they can make you behave very poorly. They can make you make very stupid, panic-stricken decisions that have long-term negative impacts on your portfolio. But if you take the approach that I do, where you say, I tune out the short-term noise, I focus on the horizon, I know where this company's going, I'm going to focus on valuation, even if for, say, 3 years or 5 years, valuations don't matter, ultimately they do, then you can focus that way. It helps you keep your wits about you. So maybe if you are a shorter-term oriented investor or a trader, maybe when you see it get this crazy, just pretend to be long-term for that week or two.
Yeah, well, or maybe even longer than that.
Yeah.
Carrie, Tony Pasquarello over at Goldman Sachs today says, I can't recall a time that was this noisy, this high velocity, this wide open. Others say they can't recall a time that was this expensive. Like David Einhorn was just on, says, I think this is the most expensive market that we've been in. Says the Fed is going to cut, quote, a whole bunch of times, many, many more than is currently priced into the market. What do you make of both of those gentlemen sort of opining on where we are?
Oh gosh, well, David Einhorn is a very smart guy, and he doesn't speak very often.
So is Pasquarello.
Very smart. So I would say there's pieces of what they both said that are true. Yes, the market is expensive. You can't deny that fact. There are many reasons that it's expensive. One of them is because there aren't as many stocks to buy. I mean, we talk about shrinking market cap, and that inflates the value of everything. And earnings have been good coming out of COVID. We're still having a post-COVID high to some extent. Is there a reason to be particularly concerned? I would say that's a more important factor. What should we be most concerned about? Well, if we're not going to have the kind of slowdown
momentum in multiple driven market. Doesn't mean it's not going to be positive. It's still positive. That to me is a much more fundamentally driven market. And what's happening with the market and with the participants with these binary moves, buy, sell, there's a big disruption between short term, intermediate term, and long term. And I think at the end of the day, what the market's showing you is that other areas of the market are working. Dividend growth, value, small cap. And the more that they work, the more credibility they have. The more credibility they have, the better performance. So